Dear friends, welcome to Know Thyself YouTube channel. Good morning. Hope you're all staying safe and keeping well. I sincerely thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel and follow the channel. If you find the contents of the videos uploaded in this channel useful, please subscribe to this channel and click the notification or the bell icon so that you can be notified when a video is uploaded. Kindly share the videos with others or on the internet. In the last 4 episodes of Know Your Mind segment, we considered the 4 cluster B or dramatic or erratic disorders in detail. In this episode, we begin our consideration of the first of the 3 cluster C or anxious or inhibited disorders, namely avoidant personality disorder or AVPD in detail. Avoidant personality disorder belongs to the cluster C, namely the group of anxious or inhibited disorders which involve anxious, fearful, or inhibited thinking and behavior. Avoidant personality disorder is a mental health condition that involves a lifelong and deeply ingrained pattern of extreme shyness and social inhibition, chronic feelings of inadequacy, lingering distrust of others, and long-lasting sensitivity to criticism, rejection, and being judged negatively. Basic characteristics of avoidant personality disorder are: first, having negative emotion, which involves intense anxiety and fear of rejection, embarrassment, and humiliation. Second, being detached, that is, social withdrawal, intimacy avoidance, and diminished ability to experience pleasure. Third, disorder symptoms permeating all situations, that is, behaviors occur at home, work, and every other aspect of life. Fourth, disorder symptoms causing significant distress or impairment in social life, work life, and other daily activities. And fifth, disorder symptoms occurring early onset, that is, not later than early adulthood, that is, in the early 20s. Though avoidant personality disorder and schizoid personality disorder are characterized by social isolation, there is a significant difference between them. The patients with schizoid personality disorder become isolated because they are disinterested in others, whereas persons with avoidant personality disorder become isolated because they are hypersensitive to possible rejection or criticism by other people. Thus, when you are affected by avoidant personality disorder, you become overly sensitive and avoid situations of possible conflict. You also dodge social interactions. You run away from intimate and professional relationships due to intense fear of crossing people in the wrong way. For instance, you may be unwilling to get involved with people unless you are certain of being liked and definitely know that you will not be negatively judged, criticized, or rejected. Rejection and embarrassment are so intensely painful for you that you would choose being lonely rather than taking the risk of being rejected. However, you become disturbed and anxious about your own social isolation, withdrawal, and inability to form close and intimate personal relationships. You actually want to have relationships and participate in fun social activities, but you believe that you lack the confidence and interpersonal skills needed to succeed in these situations. In fact, your preoccupation with criticism, rejection, and being judged by others have no obvious objective basis. It may stem from your distorted thought patterns and its resultant low self-esteem and feelings of inadequacy, which make you to perceive yourself as not being good enough, as socially inept, and incompetent to interact with others personally. You can get totally lost in dwelling on these perceived shortcomings and limitations. Persons suffering from avoidant personality disorder manifest the following symptoms: oversensitive to and easily hurt by criticism, disapproval, or rejection, having poor self-image and self-esteem, feeling inadequate, inferior, socially inept, unappealing, or unattractive, avoiding work or activities that require meeting strangers or interpersonal contact, being shy, self-conscious, socially inhibited, timid, and isolated out of fear of doing something wrong, avoiding intimate relationships, fearing shame and ridicule, having no close or intimate friends, fearing humiliation and embarrassment, unwilling to take risk, to try new things, and to involve with others unless certain of being liked and not rejected, viewing challenging situations with excessive pessimism, exaggerating potential problems, and reluctance to talk about self for fear of being mocked or humiliated. Though these symptoms begin to develop from early childhood, they do not seem out of the ordinary until the late adolescence or early adulthood. Hence, avoidant personality disorder is usually not diagnosed earlier than one is 18 years old. The symptoms can be mild, moderate, or severe. And when symptoms are severe, they can have a deep negative impact on those who suffer from this disorder. Avoidant personality disorder affects 2.4% of the general population, and its prevalence is almost equal among both males and females. There is no agreement among experts as to the exact cause of avoidant personality disorder. However, researchers indicate that the origin and development of this disorder is related to genetic, social, and biological factors. First, people who have certain genetic profiles or family history of this condition may be at greater risk of developing avoidant personality disorder. Second, studies indicate that many individuals with avoidant personality disorder have suffered painful childhood experiences involving brutal and constant parental criticism, rejection, and ridicule, which makes the children to develop a protective psychological shell to defend themselves. This could have led to cultivating behaviors that are socially awkward and isolating. These behaviors could also become the object of peer group teasing and ridicule and get fixated by the time the children reach the stage of late adolescence or early adulthood. Third, biological factors such as malfunctioning of parts of the brain or unusual level of neurochemicals regulating emotions could also cause the origin and development of avoidant personality disorder. Avoidant personality disorder cannot be prevented as its symptoms develop from early childhood and manifest only during late adolescence or early adulthood. Similarly, since it is a chronic mental disorder, it cannot be cured and would need a lifelong treatment to mitigate the impact of the symptoms on the life of the affected persons. If the clients are willing to seek and stay with the treatment and stick to the therapist's treatment plan, the prognosis for avoidant personality disorder is fair to good. The persons undergoing treatment can develop the ability to function in more fulfilling ways in social situations, at work, and every other aspect of life. However, without treatment, the persons with avoidant personality disorder can become isolated from society, causing long-term difficulties with work and social functioning. They are also at greater risk of depression and substance abuse. Hence, it might be helpful to begin diagnosis and treatment as soon as the symptoms begin to appear. The process of diagnosis of avoidant personality disorder begins with a medical doctor conducting a physical examination of the client to rule out physical illness as the cause of the symptoms. Then he refers the client to a mental health professional for a comprehensive psychological evaluation to assess the history and the severity of the symptoms. Mental health professional, after studying the client's case from all angles, uses the following standard criteria to determine if the person is suffering from avoidant personality disorder. First, a persistent pattern of avoiding social contact, feeling inadequate, and being hypersensitive to criticism and rejection. Second, avoiding job-related activities that involve interpersonal contact for fear of disapproval. Third, unwilling to get involved with people unless there is a certainty of being liked. Fourth, being reserved in close relationships for fear of ridicule and humiliation. Fifth, preoccupation with criticism and rejection in social situations. Sixth, being inhibited in social situations because of feeling inadequate. Seventh, assessing oneself as inferior, socially incompetent, or unappealing. Eighth, reluctance in taking personal risks or participating in new activity due to fear of embarrassment. If 5 of these criteria are found in a given case, the mental health professional could conclude that the client suffers from avoidant personality disorder and prepare a specific treatment plan. Treatment of avoidant personality disorder includes medications, therapy, or both. Since there is no specific avoidant personality disorder medications exist, mental health professional prescribes antidepressants or anti-anxiety drugs to reduce the intensity of some of the debilitating symptoms that co-occur with the disorder. Any therapy that helps the client in increasing greater self-awareness, to identify unconscious thought processes that influence his or her daily behavior, to change the distorted thought patterns by examining and refuting the truth of the assumptions surrounding them, to facilitate the client to talk about his or her experiences, attitudes, and behaviors, to enable to maintain dialogue about client's fears, shame, and insecurities so as to become less sensitive to criticism, and to help the client to have interaction with others and accept other people's feedback in a safe and controlled setting, can be used in the treatment process. By managing the conditions accompanying the avoidant personality disorder with the medication, learning to deal with the symptoms of the disorder through therapy, focusing on proper management of current living rather than focusing on long-term cure, and with the support of all who care for you, you can deal with the impact of avoidant personality disorder reasonably well. In the next episode, we take up for consideration the second cluster C, or anxious or inhibited personality disorder, namely dependent personality disorder, in detail. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed until we see you again with another video.